Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me. I am Sheree Mativia, founder and CEO of Sheree Mativia Enterprises. And some of you are probably wondering, Sheree, what are you doing? Who are you? Why should I listen to you? Why are you on my screen? And so let's start there. In short, I am a financial literacy consultant. And what that means is I help connect people to the tools and resources they need in order to restore and rebuild their credit, to develop better financial habits, and to protect their families, their assets, and their lasting generations. I did not wake up like this, y'all. I didn't wake up like this. Now, no, this has been a journey to get to this place. I'm a single mom of two children, and my babies, I call them babies, but I don't have any babies anymore, y'all, which is also kind of part of the reason that I'm able to tell the story now. My daughter is 20 as of this date of this recording, and my son is 16. So I have one kid out of high school, and I have another kid that's so close, like he graduates like in a year and some change. So these are some major life changes that are happening for me, but I went through some stuff raising these babies and raising these kids, and it was not easy, being a single parent. I'm having a little technical difficulty, so I'm hoping I can get through this okay. So anyway, raising two children by myself was difficult, and I'm so grateful that I had a network and have a tribe. My family was there for me and for my kids, and so I'm so grateful because even though things were hard, there were people around and there were resources that I was able to take advantage of, to help us get through. I will never forget, after I had my son, it was not shortly after he was born that I found myself, separated from my husband at the time. And, I moved in with my parents because daycare for two children, one that was 9 months old, 10 months old, and another that was, 3.5. I was paying $1,200 a month in daycare. And when you're bringing home like $1,600, $1,700 a month, it doesn't leave much room to do much of anything. Like when it came, I had to pay a car note. I had a car note. I had insurance, and I had gas. And these are babies as well. So I got diapers and pull-ups and formula that I'm buying, and, there are people, oh, well, get rid of your car and go save up your money and then you get a car and you just buy a car outright. Let's keep it real. That's not always an option. It's not always an option. So, it is a solution. Let's be honest, but I'm not going to be the person that beats you up and say, oh, you need to, not unless it's something ridiculous, y'all, for real. But I'm not that person that's going to make you feel bad about that choice. If you need a ride and you're struggling, I can't tell you to get rid of your vehicle, because if that's how you get to work, how are you going to get to work? If there is no other way, right? If there is no other solution for you. So I had a car, I had to drive, and, car need gas, gotta have insurance to operate a vehicle. Times were hard. How am I doing this on like $10, $11 an hour? People are tripping off of folks wanting $15 an hour. I say, give it to them. This is not political though. And that's not a political statement. I'm saying it because I was trying to raise two children off of $10 an hour, and I could not do it. There was no way I could afford daycare of $1,200. That's more than rent. That was more than rent. So anyway, y'all, and not to be on a tangent, but I need you to understand that I'm passionate about what I do, because it was very hard for us. And the main way that I was able to make ends meet for me and my family was through entrepreneurship. Now, this is credit and cash convos, right? And we know that cash is important. But when all of your income becomes outgo, when you have more month left than money, like it becomes really, it's hard. It is hard. And so, you know, because I understand and because I've been there, I strive to help those folks that are now where I was. Have things gotten better? Absolutely. And again, a lot of this is also because time has passed. And of course, I found myself in a career and of course my income began to go up. But even still, because we're not going to talk about, again, not to bring politics into it, but trying to help you understand reality, is that I don't earn as much as someone else that might not look like me. And this is not Sheree's opinion. You could go find any study that says that Black women are underpaid, okay? And so it's because of that that drove me to entrepreneurship. So, you know, what's the saying that necessity is the mother of invention, right? And so we do whatever we need to do out of necessity to take care of our families, out of the need to take care of our families. And so I got a part-time job at one point, you know, when I finally was able to move out because, and let me kind of sidestep that as well. I'm going to take you on this little side journey, okay? So I was working the job, making $10 an hour, got another job, making $12 an hour, okay? So we were moving up. I was also able to get purchase of care vouchers, that's what they call it in Maryland, purchase of care vouchers, to help absorb the cost of my daycare. And so now instead of paying $1,200, I'm able to now pay, because my daughter now is in school, so it dropped a little bit, not a whole lot, but now I'm able to pay like $300 a month. So I'm now able to afford to, you know, find a place to live. You know, I'm able to afford, you know, certain things now because my income went up. But here's the thing. So, you know, I'm grateful, and I will always be grateful, because at the time my job said, well, we want to give you a raise. We want to give you a raise. Your pay right now was at $12.25 because I'd already had a quarter raise, and they wanted to pay me to $12.50. And I had to tell them no. I had to decline the raise because that quarter would have put me over the threshold for my income level for my family's eyes. And I would have lost my purchase of care vouchers. So a quarter raise, you do the math, a quarter times 40 hours a week, a quarter raise would have lost me the vouchers. It would have cost me over $2,000 that I would have had to then come up with in order to make sure that I could still work and put my kids in daycare. So like, this is real life. This is real life. People are out here struggling, and there are folks that don't have the options that I have. And I recognize that. I do. I promise you I do. And some of the things that you can begin doing now, we're gonna go over that. I'm gonna give you some things to help you in the meantime. Can I give it to you? Baby, I wish I could. I can't yet. Things in place to be able to help folks like us so that they don't have to go through what we've been through and what we're going through, right? And I also want you to understand that I am here with you on this journey because I've been there. And so if you need somebody to cheer you on, if you need somebody to run an idea by, if you need somebody to say, you know what, I don't know what to do. Can I just vent? Come on, baby, I got 5 minutes. Because I know how important it is to have a connection to somebody that understands what you're going through. So, what can we do? What can we do? You know, because here's the bottom line. Our families, they're counting on us, right? Our families are counting on us. So what can we do to help get us out of this financial struggle? And I know, you know, I've mentioned it already, and some people don't stop the video. Don't stop the video. But I have to say it because your options are limited. When you're working a full-time job, and you need additional income or you need more income, your options really are limited, right? When you're reliant on that job. So when you have a job, you can, you know, of course, try to find another job. But especially in this economy during the pandemic, or as my kids say, during the pandemonium. Really? Mm-mm. I don't know. I don't know if this is the time for you to get another job. I don't know. It might be a part-time job. Well, I tried that. I did. I tried a part-time job and got a part-time job. And so I worked from 8 to 5. I would go home, get my kids, and drop them at my parents' house. And then I would go to work from 7 to 10 or 11, work that 4 or 5 days a week. And then I would go back home, pick my kids up from my parents' house, get them to the house, try to bathe them, wash them down, get them in the bed, because they had to go to school in the morning. I didn't see my kids. I hated it. I actually like mine. I wanted to spend time, and they were young. They were young. I mean, we're talking like what, 6 and 3 at the time. Like, I wanted to spend time with my kids. And I couldn't, because I had to work in order to afford to live, because didn't make enough money. So quit the part-time job. Quit the part-time job, because y'all ain't gonna keep taking me away from my babies. And that was when I decided, okay, we're not gonna keep doing the same thing we've been doing. So I went back to school, got my associate's degree, right? Everybody might not be in the position to be able to do that, but I was able to do that, right? I was able to use some grants. Don't trip. Don't think I was out here just dropping money. I told you I had to turn down a quarter raise, right? Don't think I was just writing checks out. I used grants and applied for grants, and was able to get grants through the state and grants through the school to pay for my college education, to pay for it, so that I could then go and begin to qualify, and use my experience. And I had now a degree, so I could now begin to look for jobs that paid more, right? We do what we need to do to develop as people, to become better people, to grow as people, and we need our income to keep up. Oh, come on. Like, I'm doing this. I'm going to school. I'm doing everything. I'm working. And why can't I crack, 40,000 a year? Why am I stuck at 42? So what do? Necessity is the mother of invention. Because when that one job comes, and then you you think that's it. You think you're good. Something happens that kind of reminds you, like, you might not be as good here as you think. I got to the point where I said, nobody's going to pay me what I'm worth for me. So if I'm going to make $100 an hour, because I believe that I'm worth $100 an hour, regardless of what anybody else says, then I need to get me a job or a business that's going to pay me $100 an hour. I need to begin a business. I need to start my own business. Like I said, some of y'all don't like entrepreneurship, and I get it. It is scary. It's a risk, right? But nobody's telling you to go quit your job and start a new business. That's not what I'm saying. Don't you dare. Are you crazy? You better not. You better keep your job. Keep it. Keep your job. But if there's something that's been on your heart, if there's something that you've been itching and just raring to do, you owe it to yourself and your family to do it, because that is an idea that has come to you as a potential solution to your problem. And if you do not act on it, you will continue to be in the same state. And that, my friend, is scary. Would you rather stay broke, stay struggling, stay begging for a quarter raise, stay relying on the state for everything that you need, when the gift that's inside of you that is just begging to be born? There's something inside of each one of us. There is a purpose. There is a fire that burns inside of every one of us. And when we don't take the time to investigate that and see what it's about, we do ourselves a disservice. And it's almost as if we are condemning ourselves to a perpetual state of poverty. I don't know about you, but I refuse. I refuse. I know that it took me changing, number one. All right, so let's start. Let's take this a minute. Let me tell you what I had to do, y'all. I had to change my mindset. That was step one. I had to change my mindset. I had to stop relying on the single sole source of income as the end all be all. Because see, one is too close to zero, right? When you have multiple streams of income, and if one goes away and those other streams are continuing to produce, then you might not be as bad off losing that one than when that one is your own. So let us in 2021 finally understand how important it is for our futures, for our children, for our dreams and our goals to create multiple streams of income for ourselves and our families. So can we please agree on that? Today is March 3rd, okay? In the US of A right now is March 3rd. Can we agree that we need multiple streams of income, that it is no longer negotiable? Okay. And I don't care how them streams come. I want it to be legal. Let it be legal. But I do not want it I don't want you to think that it's not for you. Because again, one is too close to zero. Okay. All right. So when I decided to get into entrepreneurship, I began to seek out the experts. Ma'am and sir, there's a lot of information on the internet. And there are a lot of people who are in the space of business consulting, who are in the space of influencing, right? And some of them are in the space of speaking. What you have to do is find the person, business, brand, entity, what have you, but find that mentor that connects closely with your vision for yourself. You understand? And begin changing your mindset and begin to, what you want to do is to begin to feed yourself positivity that you're going to need in order to launch into entrepreneurship. And I'm not even necessarily talking about this big complex structure where you got all of this stuff. Some of y'all simply need another stream because you're trying to make it through the end of the month. And so you're like, Sheree, I'm not talking about nothing serious. I just need to do something to get me through these next couple of months. Got you. Just hang tight with me. Just give me about 2 or 3 more minutes. Let me finish talking to these entrepreneurs, and then we're going to circle back. I'm going to pick y'all up, and we're going to go on down the road, okay? So, but again, if you are considering entrepreneurship, you have to understand that you need to begin to surround yourself with people who think the same about entrepreneurship, because there are a lot of people who don't have the insight to be able to give you good advice about entrepreneurship. And one thing that I have learned is that people who love us often want to help us not get hurt. They want to help us avoid risk. And it is not a knock on anybody, but what it is to say is, what I am saying is that when you decide to launch out into something different than what is normal, then you need to find people who have also gone that path. Because getting advice from somebody who hasn't walked that path, they might lead you the wrong way. And not because they don't love you. Like, that's not to say they don't love you. I'm sure they do. I'm not saying they do it on purpose. That's just to say they may not know, right? So find somebody or surround yourself with the people who know, okay? And if you need a lead on folks, hit me up. Let me know. Let me help you get to those folks. Let me help you connect to that community of people who are going after similar goals. Look, I like connecting myself with people who bout something. because that helps me be about something. It holds me accountable for the things that I say I want to do. It holds me accountable when I say that I have goals and dreams, and then I have to actually put into action certain things to make sure that those goals and dreams come to pass. All right. So now, like I said, I told you I was going to circle back. All right. So those of you who have tuned out, you can come back. We all together now. Okay. So listen, cash, credit and cash convos, right? So let's talk about how you can get some cash, right? You are sitting back, you're struggling, you're trying to figure out what you can do. You don't have a lot of money for startup capital. Like, what can I do, Sheree? I got you. Now, while there are countless ideas and opportunities of things that you can do, I think what I'm going to do is just kind of give you like 4 or 5 and give you an idea of how much money you could earn either per week or per month, and then let you get creative about how you can then take some of these ideas and make them your own. Okay. And then what I want is for you to hit me up. I want to hear from you about if you have implemented any of these topics, any of these strategies. I want to hear from you. I would love you just to hit me on my DMs and be like, hey, you said do X. I did X. You said Y would happen. Y happened. And now we at Z, and me and we're going to be Z together, right? That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so listen. If you are looking for something that you can do like that doesn't have a lot of startup, like then costs a whole bunch of money to get started, right? One thing that you can do, and this is either a business idea, side gig, whatever. Now, gig economy is big. And if you've never heard that term before, that's the phrase that's used to describe, Uber, Lyft, Grubhub, DoorDash, the grocery stores that are delivered, all of that, that's called the gig economy, because you're 1099, right? And you're not employees, and then you set your own schedule, you work when you want. Those are gigs, okay? Those are gigs. Keep that in mind, okay? So now people make money. Don't get it twisted. People make money doing that, but not everybody wants to do Uber during a panorama. Not everybody wants to drive Lyft, or not everybody wants to do DoorDash and things like that. So there are some other ideas that are not necessarily tied to that you could consider. So the first thing that I'm going to say, we're going to go old school, and I'm going to say babysitting. I know you might have your own kids, but if you're talking about trying to bring some money into the house, offering babysitting services is not a bad option. It's tried and true. Many of folks have bought many a car off of babysitting, okay? Let's just keep it real. So babysitting. You might also think about maybe becoming a nanny. Okay. There are people who might not need you to babysit, but they might need somebody to drive their kid from the house to basketball practice and home. Babysitting, you know what I mean? So again, these are just some ideas to help you get some cash, right? To put something out there and say, hey, if you need somebody to do this, I do that for this, and get some money in your pocket, right? Okay. If you are oh, y'all, I don't know how to say it. Okay, tutoring is an option, but understand that there are certain requirements that are in place if you're going to be a tutor. Now, there are companies that you can work for, and they will, train you and all of this other stuff. You have to have a degree and things like that. Or you can connect with like different schools, or you can even just talk to people in your community. If you want to help tutor, I don't know, preschool kids on their colors, you could do that, and you could do it virtually to make sure we're still keeping everyone safe. And you can also scale that to where you're able to offer that kind of tutoring service to a number of children for a certain price. And then you're actually maximizing your time. Because who wouldn't want to deal with, help 10 kids as opposed to 1 or 2? You see what I'm saying? Okay. Like with tutoring, The price that you would charge, of course, is going to range and, between the age of the student and the complexity of the subject, right? So, if you're teaching basic math concepts to a 7-year-old, that's probably not going to be, you're not going to charge a lot for that. But if you're teaching pre-cal to a senior who needs to take the SATs, that might be another conversation, okay? Google, honey, Google. Google, how much do tutors charge to teach algebra in my area? And it'll help you to be able to set a price. If that's something that you're good with, if you're good with math, if you're good with English, people always need tutors. Also, if you speak another language, if you speak another language and you can help someone to either speak English or you can help teach someone how to speak that other language, they earn boats and boats of money. Look into it. All right. If you want to be outside, if the weather is getting ready to break, Lord, please let this weather break. We don't need no more snow. But you can pressure wash houses. People charge anywhere from like $100 to like $250 a house, depending on where you are, depending on the size of the home, depending on the equipment that you use. Now, of course, talk about equipment, you can go rent a pressure washer from Home Depot or Lowe's. So you don't have to own the equipment. You just have to have enough money to go rent it and to rent the, the products that you need in order to do that service. So pressure wash homes, pressure wash sidewalks. You know what I mean? Like people's houses are dirty, and especially when it be snowing and stuff. Ugh. And all you have to do literally is just drive around certain neighborhoods. Go drive around your neighborhood for like 10 or 15 minutes. And look at the houses. And I almost guarantee that if you live in a house, if you live in a neighborhood where there are like a lot of homes, baby, you're going to see that some of these homes have been neglected for years, okay? And these people need that. And so print out some flyers, go put it on the doors. People who need it, they'll call you. If they don't, they'll throw your flyer away. Again, keeping your costs down, but also just, it's about your exposure. It's about, and how much time you would put into that. Again, $100 to $250 a house, you do what, 3 or 4 houses a month? That's anywhere from $400 to $1,000 a month in your pocket. And you probably only spent like maybe $100 a week to operate the machines, to rent the machine. And you do it a couple of times, you go buy your machine. I mean, I ain't even gonna talk about, like finance and something, I ain't even gonna go talk about that, but anyway, that's something that you can do as well, is pressure wash homes. Have you thought about detailing cars? You can make money. Folks charge anywhere from like $50 to $75 on the lower end, like $120 to $150 on the upper end. Detail some cars. Listen, I challenge you, detail 2 cars a week. Go spend $30 on some cleaning products, on the stuff you need. Go look at some YouTube videos. Look at how to detail cars. And go detail some cars. And detail 2 to 3 cars a week, and you will be fine. If you do that consistently. Because people, number one, they're going to need their cars detailed again eventually. But word of mouth, baby, they're going to give you all of the referrals. When you do a good job, they're going to tell everybody. They're going to tell everybody. And so if you operate a mobile detailing service and you go to people's homes and you detail their vehicles for them, they will pay you, they will tip you, and you're out of pocket. Your overhead is so very low. If you like being inside the house, you can clean houses. There are folks that need their houses cleaned, You can organize homes, whether it's their home, closets, drawers, their life, paperwork. People like organized stuff, and they pay for things like that. People also pay for meals. So if you're a good cook, okay, so listen. Please, if you're going to do meal prep, please just make sure that you're operating out of a very sanitized location. And nobody's telling me to say this, but just because, please, if you're gonna be doing meals Because look, you can do meals like twice a week and clear $300, $400 a weekend, right? Doing meals, $1,200 a month. That sounds real good. Or you could do meal prep where you prepare the meals and you freeze them. And then people just purchase those, or you even do like their prep for the week, however you want to do it. If you are good in the kitchen, you can earn money. You can earn money. Are you a good baker? Make some cakes, do some pies, tell your people you trying to make that money. There is money to be made. Like, that's really kind of the whole point of this conversation. There is money to be made. There is absolutely no reason that any of us in this day and age, the year of our Lord 2021, there is no reason that we should be broke. There is absolutely no reason. If you're good building websites, build websites. You could do freelance work, websites, marketing materials, resumes, be a virtual assistant. I did that. I had a really good business. I had a virtual assistant business. I had to shut it down, but that's really good, solid work. You find you some clients, you perform, give them 5-star service and find a way to scale and get help. Yeah, you have a good little operation running. Be a virtual assistant. There are people who are personal shoppers. They grocery shop. There are folks who have personal shoppers when it comes to their attire and their wardrobe. There's, a myriad of things that you can do in order to bring additional income into your home, and things that you can do from home. Now, I'm also going to say network marketing. Now, before you shut that video off, don't do it. Don't do it. This is not network marketing from 1985 and 1992 when they were scamming a whole bunch of people. Now, are there scams out there? Yes, but not every network marketing company is a scam. So please let us, in this year, let us release that mindset, okay? Because network marketing has helped so many people. I know so many people whose lives have been changed because they said yes to a network marketing opportunity. And one thing that you can't do, you can't make me not believe what I've seen. Okay? And so I know that there is tremendous opportunity inside of network marketing. Now, you have to get with the right company. You have to be passionate about what you do. You have to like what they stand for. Like, there are some things that got to fall in place, right? But it's like a business in a box. I mean, if you don't want to have to start from scratch, coming up with your own systems and doing all of this stuff and building from network marketing, honey, that's one of the best shortcuts that's ever been created is network marketing. I don't care if you're into health and fitness or wellness. You could be into money or finances. You could be into, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. What are you passionate about? Find something you're passionate about. And I would almost bet money that you'd find a network marketing company that helps service what you're passionate about. You like your makeup and beating your face? How many network marketing companies out there are dedicated just for makeup? Quality makeup, really good makeup. Anything that you're passionate about, there is an opportunity that will allow you to live that passion through their opportunity, right? And usually it's just like a couple of $100 just to get started. Now, I know you sitting up here like, Shrey, how am I supposed to do that? And I ain't got that. All right, let me tell you something. Tough talk, I love you. I started my business on unemployment. So what you're not going to do is tell me you can't come up with money to start a business. I'm not going to let you tell me that lie. Because let's call it what it is. You lying. We find money to do whatever we want to do. We find money to go on trips. We find money to go purchase purses and shoes and boots. Even though we ain't going nowhere because it's a panda bear. But so you mean to tell me that there is something out there that would help you get your family out of financial stress, but you're not willing to do any research? You're not willing to look into any possible solutions? You just want to keep living the way you live? Help me understand, because I don't get it. At what point are you going to be tired of the way that things are going? When are you going to be tired? When are you going to be like, enough is enough? Because at that point, come back and holler at me. Because until you're there, you're not going to take it seriously. You got to understand, when you don't have enough money to put food on the table for your family, that will humble you real quick when you have to call somebody and ask for money to feed your kids. That's a humbling experience. And it's one that you never want to have to experience again. I'm just saying, I'm just telling you what I've been through, because I've been through some things. You know, had the lights cut off on me while I'm working from home because I didn't pay the bill, because I didn't have the money to pay the bill. Yeah. Yep. So, but I want to give you hope. I want you to have hope, because it don't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like this. Like, there is, if you could see what I see when I see you, if you could see how great your future is, and if you could see that it all starts with one step, and that first step is for you to realize that the solution, you have it. Whatever the solution is. And again, I'm not here to tell you what to do. That ain't my job. That is not my job. I'm simply here to let you know what I've been through, let you know how I got out of it, let you know what's worked for me as I've gotten out of it, let you know what didn't work for me when I got to getting out of it. Like, you don't have to go through the crap I went through. Oh, please don't. Let me help you. Don't do that. Don't do that. No, but instead, I want you to live a healthy, happy life. I want you to thrive. It's time for us to move from surviving to thriving. This is our year, y'all. This right here is our year. If there was anything that you've been itching to do, I'd probably say do it this year. Let this year be the year that you decide you're going to do it. There is something happening. There is an electric current in the atmosphere. And it's saying, take advantage of this movement now, because when the wave passes, honey, it's going to be gone. Do you want to be, you going to ride the wave, or you going to get like left behind? What you going to do? You coming? You coming? Because I'm going. I'm on the wave, baby. I'm heading that way. Are you coming? Are you going to stay there waiting for another wave? How many times are you going to ignore that prompting? I know. Okay, listen, I'm not here to beat you up, because I love it. I'm not here to beat you up. I am here, though, to give you a wake-up call. And it starts now. This is the third month of the first quarter of 2021. It's March 3rd. There are things that we set goals to do that we were going to have done for the first quarter of 2021. And the first quarter will be here in 28 days. That fast. That fast. You see how fast that been? It was just Christmas. We were just at Thanksgiving. Didn't we just, look how fast time is gone. there's something happening. There is a movement happening. And again, I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. I simply want to encourage you to do something. Am I telling you to join my network marketing company? No. If you want to. But this is the thing that, number one, I don't want everybody. Everybody is not a good fit for the company that I'm with. So let me help alleviate any concern that, oh my gosh, Trey's gonna try to make me do. No, I'm not. Especially if I know you. You ain't got to worry. If I ain't asked you, and this is no disrespect to my people, but I know my people. And there are certain folks that I understand and I know that their gifting is elsewhere. That doesn't mean they can't support. That doesn't mean that they can't give me a referral or, or patronize my business. That's not what that means. What that means is everyone has their own journey. And I am here as a guide to help those who are trying to simply make it from their current situation into a better situation. And if that happens through network marketing, then kudos, congratulations. Like, great, I'm glad you figured it out. If it's not, kudos, congratulations, I'm glad you figured it out. I'm serious, because it's not for everybody. Just like entrepreneurship is not for everybody. But you want to know it's for everybody? Multiple streams of income. However you have to make it happen. If you decide a part-time job that you really could work a part-time job, it's not going to take you away. You're not missing time with the family. Like, it's going to keep you busy. Nothing better to do. We in the pandemic. Okay, that's fine. Go get a part-time job. There are a lot of companies that are hiring online, remote work, seasonal, temporary, long-term positions. You have it. But in this day and age, we simply can no longer just allow ourselves to not have enough. We are so much more powerful than that. We are so much more powerful than our circumstances. And as difficult as it was to go through that period in my life where I was struggling financially every single month to take care of my family and losing sleep or how I was going to do it and, stressing out. And there's something that my mother told me. I've never forgotten these words. And I'm going to say them to you because they're true. Those words simply were, this too shall pass. Understand, my friend, what you're going through is not permanent. It's not. If you're recovering from bad credit decisions, it's not fatal. It's not the end of the world. We've made mistakes. Everybody's making mistakes. People are currently making mistakes and people will make mistakes tomorrow. It's not the end of the world. The earth doesn't stop spinning just because you made a couple of bad financial decisions. You're trying to get out of your situation. You may be on assistance. You may be getting food stamps or some type of vouchers to help with your daycare or with your rent. No judgment, baby. Do what you got to do to survive and to make sure that your children are healthy and happy. Also understand that you have responsibility to make sure that you're doing everything possible to take care of your family, not the bare minimum. It's not just time that we level up like our money. We got to level ourselves up and then the money will level up. We have to really put more into our own personal development. And yes, I'm going to say read more, but you can do audiobooks and they got free audiobooks all over YouTube and the internet. I mean, but personal development. Listen to YouTube videos, people who are pouring positive messages into you. Let me help you understand. If you do nothing but listen to a whole bunch of negative music, news, all the time, if the videos that you're watching aren't uplifting, but they're just nagging and, nitpicking and arguing and fights, all of them fights, and people die. Like, when you feed that stuff to yourself, it impacts you. It impacts you. And you have to guard what you see, what you hear, and what you say. So, positive affirmations, very helpful. Don't knock it. It's something wonderful about looking in the mirror and telling yourself that you're worthy. Telling yourself that you deserve good credit. You deserve generational wealth to be able to pass that down. You deserve that. You are worthy of wealth. You are worthy of that. Don't ever forget that. And because you're worthy, you keep getting all of these ideas, and you keep getting all of these visions of things that could be. And it could be, if you tell yourself it could be. Stop talking yourself out of your dreams. Don't do that. No, stop that. Stop that. Talking yourself out of your dreams. Instead, talk yourself into your dreams. Who else is going to dream for you, baby? I have dreams, and they're mine. They're not dreams that somebody else had for me. They're my dreams. And I owe it to myself. I owe it to my family. I owe it to my future generations to go after every goal I've set, to achieve every dream I've had, because their future depends on my yes today. So I'm going to stop talking. I appreciate you. I hope you have enjoyed this conversation around credit and cash. And, I hope that this is something that has added value to you, that you really got something out of it. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think. And I wish you a very, very good night. I pray that you have, great health, exceeding wealth, and tremendous peace. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.